Hi, I'm Andy Ellis. I'm the host of this show and a potential Green Party candidate for governor of Maryland in 2026. I'm using this show to highlight interesting people and ideas that help me and you to understand what is happening and what is possible. You can learn more about the campaign by going to gogreen2026.com. Guests on this show do not necessarily support my campaign or the Green Party. They've agreed to come on to discuss ideas and issues. And of course, click the subscribe button on YouTube so you can keep up to date with this podcast.
You've been active and visible in issues that deal with professional sports teams and the private sector. You think that Maryland should fight to keep the Commanders in Maryland?
So I think the Commanders, I spent a whole bunch of time talking about the Orioles last year, and it's not just because I live in Baltimore, but I think the Orioles and the Commanders are really different situations. The Commanders moving back to RFK is a lot different than the Orioles moving to Nashville or to Portland or to Salt Lake City or something like that. So if the Commanders want to move back to RFK, I think there's a lot of fans that would remember that fondly. I remember when you and I used to watch games when the team was good, and they were at RFK, and that was, it's not too far for us to get there. It's still part of the region, and so I say that to say, if the price tag for keeping the Commanders here is anything like the price tag was for keeping the Orioles and the Ravens, $600 million each, I think that's too high of a price to pay. Now, if the Commanders were interested in working out some public ownership situation where the state of Maryland and Prince George's County had a stake in the success of the billion-dollar enterprise, then I'd be more interested in that. But if it is $600 million to a private owner so that they can stay here instead of moving back across the river to D.C., I'm going to let them go. I'm going to let them go to D.C., and I'm going to let the state have $600 million back.